Welcome back, my rogues. Today's question is, what was the very first movie to make you cry? Hope you enjoy. Homeward Bound: When Shadow Makes It Back. The Iron Giant. I remember watching it on VHS for movie night and then spending the rest of the night sad as hell. Bridge to Terabithia. My Girl. Don't Bully Me, But Click. Yeah, the Adam Sandler movie. Lion King. Okay, if I tell you, don't fucking laugh. X200B. Lego Batman. Castaway. I shit you not, LMAO. I was like 7 and my basketball and football were two of my best friends as well, so I related to him. Screaming will soon edit. It's nice to know that Castaway has made plenty of other people cry too, lol. I always felt weird about it. The Green Mile. The answer is going to be The Land Before Time for a lot of people. Gonna put my 2 cents in. Up. First movie ever to get me bawling in general, but Captain Phillips made me bawl in the theater. Bambi. Big Fish. My dad's a big storyteller, so it hit home. Grave of the Fireflies. Forrest Gump. Pokemon: The first movie, first during the my brother scene, and then Pikachu's audibly increasing desperation as he futilely tries to wake Ash up. The earliest I can think of is Pinocchio, when Geppetto is walking around in the rain looking for him. Hachi. The Never-Ending Story, Artax. Bro: Saving Private Ryan. I Am Stan. I was like 12 and cried so much my sister still makes fun of me for it. I'm 30 now. Pursuit of Happiness. Marley and Me. Inside Out. I watched it shortly before my 17th birthday, when I was a bit younger than Riley. My family moved halfway across the country, so the whole movie was a bit too relatable for me. The scene that finally got me teared up a bit was after Riley ran away. When she came back home, and her parents were sharing their favorite memories of their old home. Meet the Robinsons. Edit my first Reddit award. Dumbo. Still makes me cry. Update: went to see it now because I was all tough and thought it can't still be. That's sad and now I'm crying again. The thing is that as a child, you feel for Dumbo because it must be so scary to be away from your mum, your safety and favorite person, but as you grow up, you feel for the mother. How horrible and heartbreaking it must be for her. Toy Story 3. Lilo Stitch. Lol, it was so long ago I can't even remember what made me cry but had me fucking sobbing at one point. I can't remember mine, but I can remember my daughter's. A Little Princess. Selena. I was 8 when I watched it with my mum. Thought it was a cool movie about a singer and bam, she's dead. Then bang, my mum tells me it was all real, including her dying. I left the room sobbing and cried for 2 days straight. Probably didn't help. It was only a couple months after my own brother died, so I didn't understand death completely. Cannot watch that movie to this day without experiencing that fresh childhood trauma, my dudes. E.T. Monsters Inc. My mum had to console me for hours because I was so upset that Boo and Sully weren't going to be together forever. Jojo Rabbit. I won't spoil it since it's relatively new, but there's one scene in particular that just had me sobbing. Old Yeller. Fuck. Coco. Oliver and Company beginning scene where the cat is floating away in the rainwater all alone after not being adopted. Brutal. My family is not a crying family, so I had to try hard to hold back the tears, so I wasn't made fun of edit after I reread this. To say by family I mean siblings. I'm the youngest, so any reason to make fun of me was fully taken advantage of. My parents would have never made fun of me for crying, even though it was uncommon. Train to Busan. When the dad has to lock his daughter away in the cab while he jumps off the train. The sound of her crying and wailing and just sobbing is truly the most gut-wrenching thing on film, especially after all they went through. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. That I remember. Shrek. I'm not kidding. Where the Red Fern Grows. Still makes me bawl. Titanic. I was just hitting puberty when I saw it and romance was everything. Homeward Bound when Shadow came over the hill at the end. Terminator 2 when I was 8, it freaked my dad out so much thinking I was gay he made me watch the sex scene in the first Terminator movie too. Literally, set me straight, man, my family is messed up, edit wow. I wasn't expecting this big of a reaction, no. I'm not gay, but I did grow up in a conservative Catholic family. If you think that was bad, you should have seen how worried they got when I was involved in theater in high school and college. I did become a member of LGBTQ clubs in both those stages of my education. After I earned my master's degree, I even wrote a book about sex positivity and how the Bible has constantly been misused to disenfranchise LGBTQ individuals. I also don't talk to my parents anymore. Haven't for many years. I'm not claiming to be the best advocate for people under that umbrella, but I let my 5-year-old son wear his sister's shoes and Halloween dresses if he wants. Like, have it, kiddo. If it makes you happy, then do it. I'd rather my kids grow up comfortable in their own skin and know I've got their backs no matter what. Crying is also okay, even at the end of T2. Milo Otis. I'm Legend, that dog scene. I still can't watch it. The Green Mile. I think I've never really cried at a movie, but I teared up a little when John Coffey tells the guards to let him be executed, because HE's tired of it all, and then his execution scene, where HE is afraid of the dark. H is just such an innocent soul. That movie turned me against the death penalty. I sobbed like a bitch reading the book. Free Willy. My aunt took my brother and I to see it. We both cried, denied it, called each other pussies, and then beat the shit out of each other. My aunt was appalled. It was embarrassing on a lot of levels. Marley and Me. Can't see dogs die, man. My dog Skip. Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away. I remember first seeing it on TV by chance when I was 5. And as a 21-year-old dude, it's still one of the only animated films that makes me tear up when Chihiro receives the friendship bracelet that will never break because it's made with love. I can't remember, but one of the first ones for sure. And one of my favorite movies of all time, Life is Beautiful. When the wife died. Kimi no Nawa. It's a Wonderful Life. As far as I can recall, it was Empire of the Sun. I was 11 when I first saw that movie, and I'm telling you, watching that movie as a kid is an entirely different experience than watching it as adult. Because adults think a kid's worst nightmare is the monster in the closet or the boogeyman under the bed, but it's not. It's the fear of being separated from your parents, that helplessness that comes from it, and that movie had so much of that. Interstellar. You know which scene? Big Daddy, when social services took Adam Sandler's kid away. Wasn't a movie, but when Ash had to release his Beautifree I was sobbing. The Color Purple. That ending makes me ugly cry tears of happiness every time, lol. That damn Spielberg. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Sigh. Goofy movie. Braveheart for some reason. Remember the Titans, every time. Armageddon. Bruce Willis sacrificing himself. Tears. I've never once cried in a movie. It's never happened, and I'm concerned because it makes me look unemotional. However, when I attended the premiere of Avengers Endgame and I realized Tony Stark was dying, I skipped right over the tears and just threw up. My Girl. He can't see without his glasses. Click starring Adam Sandler. That last scene at the hospital, man. I don't really watch him anymore, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was his peak in acting. The Last of the Mohicans. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Absolutely gut-wrenching watching him frantically try to stop his own memory erasure. Patch Adams, when the old lady was squeezing noodles in an outdoor pool. Fox and the Hound. Bridge to Terabithia. No joke, this movie really got me. I highly suggest it for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, but I highly doubt there is that many of you. A Dog's Purpose. No idea, most of them make me cry these days. No exaggeration. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Good Will Hunting. Snoopy Come Home. I remember a scene where all of the dogs are alone under the bridge. And it broke my little heart. Does the TV show count? Because the episode of Futurama where Fry's dog waits for him literally till he died gets me teary. I'd as an adult. Old Yeller. Brother Bear. La Vita Bella. I'd highly recommend it to those who haven't seen it yet. Flowers for Algernon. My Girl because Thomas J can't see without his glasses SSSS. ... John Wick when those assholes killed his dog. I've never cried during a movie but the closest I've ever gotten was Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I was 8 and that last scene with the showers really got me. Changed the way I saw things. When the movie was finished I remember just sitting in one place and staring off into space for over an hour before my mom made me go to bed. Big Daddy. As they are taking the kid away and he shouts I wipe my own ass and Sandler replies while tearing up I know you do buddy just got me as a kid. The Land Before Time, specifically when Littlefoot is licking his shadow thinking it's his mum, he'll never forgive thee. THERPODS. Finding Nemo. I was 8 when it came out and Marlin's family getting munched hit me right in the feels. As an adult, I can't remember which I saw first, Up or Blue Valentine X200B. As a kid, I cried when Ewoks died in Return of the Jedi. Bambi. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. I don't know if anyone remembers this movie but it's about a young woman who starts working at an older man's magical toy store. Mr. Megorium, the old man, passes away from an illness. I vividly remember crying as a young child. I really have a soft spot for sweet old men in movies. They never fail to pull on my heartstrings. Where the Red Fern Grows. Have wanted a red-bone coonhound since I read the book. Watching The Outsiders in middle.
Hope you liked this video. Stay frosty my rebels.